let's talk a little bit about the similarities and differences between systems biology and machine learning. So in systems biology, mainly what we do, and there may be some other applications that I don't know about, but mainly what I learned about in my graduate program, which I'd say systems biology was the core focus of the program actually, um, is that you're using calculus to model how the concentrations of biochemical players, important biochemical compounds, like in the paper I was talking about that I did, that would be NFKB, is an important protein, and you look at how its concentrations go up and down dependent on its decay rate and the concentration of other biochemical compounds that interact with it and regulate it using their decay patterns. You can predict things that are just literally impossible to predict and infer just from looking at the raw data. It's a very powerful tool. Now, the nature of calculus is to round things out and to look at the general pattern and basically average everything so that we get a smooth curve. That's a simple take, but that's basically calculus in a nutshell. It's very cool. It's very powerful. Now, machine learning is statistics-based as opposed to being calculus-based. So it is a stochastic model that looks at the way that things happen randomly in the universe. That's the underlying principle. But we can use statistics to predict how likely that is, and instead of looking at curves, you're kind of looking at spikes. How often is there an event that seems to randomly happen, but if you look at enough data, you see that maybe it's not truly random. Maybe it's a little random because it's always at a slightly different place, but maybe there is a pattern. So these are similar in that we can use them to assess complex biological systems. These are all, now when I talk about what we could do with them, these are all dependent on all of us as a society to elect people and hold people accountable as our leaders, including public scientists, like I used to work in public research, who are civic servants, okay? But this isn't necessarily what's going to be done with this technology, because we all know that there's a lot of people with a lot of power who aren't really interested in this stuff. But this is why I did it, and this is why I think it matters, is that I was looking at autoimmune diseases, cancers, and autoinflammatory diseases. I'll go over that more when I go over the paper that I did on NFKB. So, you know, the applications are basically endless, but it's usually going to be in the context of a whole team of research scientists, because you need someone to help find those decay rates. Say you find, oh, this other compound is actually really important, but we don't have any data on it. You might need a whole team of research scientists to do a wet lab experiment to get that data for you so that you can plug it into your model. The analytic computer side and the wet lab experimental side are always interrelated. There's people like me who do both, and there's people who are specialized in one or the other, but they're always communicating with each other. So both machine learning and systems biology are very powerful tools for understanding how these systems relate, and those can be applied in a biomedical setting to things like improving diagnostic accuracy. Maybe you're looking at a rare disease and you need to maximize all of the data that's available. So you want to use every analytic approach you can. So maybe you have someone do a systems biology analysis, and you have another person do a machine learning analysis, and then you have another team of people bring that data together and synthesize it, and then ask the really important science question: what can we conclude and determine? And what are remaining questions. How can we improve this experiment? And what further experiments do we want to do? So clearly to me, systems biology and machine learning are, neither is one important than the other. They have different strengths and different weaknesses, and they're both very, very powerful analytical tools. They are only as helpful to us as we learn to apply them well. And they're both very interesting. So I'm going to be going over more of my work in both fields, and let me know if you have any questions.